Hello, everyone. I'm constitutional attorney Catherine Henry, and welcome to this week's Biblical Insight. Today, our segment is not going to be very long, but the discussion throughout the week on this week's topic has been quite involved. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to or watch this week's full episode, which aired on Tuesday at noon, I'd ask you to go ahead and do that, as well as take a look at the Wednesday Way to Get Involved challenge we shared this week, the Constitution segment recap, and the Friday's freedom fighting tools. But with all of that in mind, the topic of elections, your right to run as a candidate, whether the state or local governments are allowed to regulate elections so heavily that it essentially precludes your participation as a candidate or to get your desired issues on the ballot. There's a couple of things, pretty simple, that I think we need to heed as advice from the Bible. So with that being said, I first want to turn to this part. I honestly, the first time I heard this, I thought for sure that someone was just messing with me. But it is in there. And I'm not going to go all philosophical or super in depth on this, but I want us to at least recognize that the Bible tells us that the heart of the wise inclines to the right, but the heart of the fool to the left. So, of course, generally speaking, those on the right are considered to be Republican or conservatives or constitutionalists. Those on the left are deemed to be liberals or Democrats or Green Party type of candidates. So I guess I just want to connect those dots and have you pray on it and think on it as you will. But I also want to bring us to Proverbs 29:2, which says that when the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. And that's groan, G-R-O-A-N. It seemed, quite frankly, overly simplistic or I don't know, almost out of context, quite frankly, for the Bible to me, except for the fact that it was in Proverbs. And if you think about it, the people will do well when there are good leaders in place, when you have righteous people leading your communities, your state, our country. And when those who are evil or wicked are in those particular positions, no matter whether it's a local office or a national, nationwide office, it's going to lead to a lot of suffering and, of course, people complaining and having a lot of complications because of the ways that that particular leader is leading. So I want us to keep that in mind, that whether it's you running because no one else who loves the Constitution or the basis on our rights and our freedom and everything that we have received from God, if there's no other candidate out there for a particular position and you're otherwise qualified, go ahead and run. And if you are running and you're experiencing some challenges in just being able to get on the ballot or to get signatures to get on the ballot or whatever the case may be, keep in mind those rights that we've talked about this week, and that in general, you do have the right to get yourself or your issues on a ballot. But also keep in mind these words from God this week. Again, this is constitutional attorney Catherine Henry. Thank you for joining us today for our biblical insight on this week's topic. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday at noon for our next full episode of Restore Freedom.